Hello everybody, it's wonderful to see you. Today I'm going to be attempting to recreate World War II's strange trend of liquid stockings using modern makeup. But first, what are liquid stockings? Well, those of you who have already watched my 2 previous videos covering the subject won't have to ask. But if you're new, during the Second World War, there was a major shortage of stockings due to the materials silk and nylon being needed more urgently for the war effort. The solution to this problem was liquid stockings, a foundation-like makeup applied to the legs to create the illusion of stockings, complete with a back seam drawn on using an eyebrow pencil. If careful, these could last their wearer up to 3 days. As I mentioned before, I have already tried this twice. Once using tea, which didn't work, and once using gravy, which also didn't work. Though it is worth mentioning that women during World War II didn't actually use gravy, but gravy browning instead of the sauce, which I wish I knew before I slathered it all over my legs. Anyway, this time around I'm finally laying off the weird ingredients and using actual foundation instead of raiding my pantry. Will it work this time around? Let's find out. My tools for this experiment are liquid foundation in the stocking-esque shade of cinnamon, a pair of legs, of course, and a brown eyebrow pencil to draw on the back seam. Time for the fun to begin. Well, it's very dark. Okay, I'm going to put the camera a bit closer. Here is a closer look. The foundation was darker than I expected, but at this point it was too late to go back, so I just had to let myself have it. I decided to use my hands instead of a sponge or brush to apply the stockings, because I felt I could blend the foundation in better that way. Also, it's the method used in most of the historical liquid stockings footage I've seen. Well, I don't want to speak too soon because I've only done one leg. But it looks so good! It looks really good so far. Okay. I'll try another angle. It doesn't look exactly like stockings. It looks good! My leg looks very smooth and it is darker, so I don't know. You'll have to be the judge on whether it actually does look like stockings. I will have to do the other leg first and draw on the lines, and then I'll compare. But this foundation itself is really good too. One last comparison before I paint on the second leg. Does it slightly resemble a stocking, or do I look like I've got an awful orange tan? Time to apply the remaining stocking. I did it! My legs were successfully painted, but not without some consequences. There are dark foundation stains everywhere, on my rug, on my bed, and on my skirt. Disgusting! Remember around a minute ago where I boasted about how good this foundation was? Well, I was right. Its staying power was astonishing. At the time I'm narrating this video, I still haven't managed to wash all the stains out. At least it was worth it in the end. Or was it? The last step to complete my liquid stockings was drawing on the back seam with an eyebrow pencil. Freehanding the line was almost impossible last time, so I decided to use a ruler for more accuracy. However, I somehow still managed to get that wrong, with the line winding up being diagonal on my first try. Fortunately, the next attempt was far more successful. Finally! Those back seams were not easy. I am so exhausted, but now I'm so excited to show you the final reveal. Here are the stockings with a different lighting. They certainly look more obvious in direct sunlight. And here they are further away as part of a whole outfit. Now for the crucial question, do they look like real stockings? Well, I have no idea. Because my legs simply felt caked in makeup, I couldn't convince myself to even consider them as stockings. So I'll leave that decision up to you. But my experiment is far from over. I'm going to try to wear my liquid stockings for the rest of the day and see how they hold up. I'll report back to you in the evening. So long. My liquid stockings accompanied me while I played with my dog, spent time on the lawn with the dogs, did some garden work without the high heels, conducted some awful but necessary household tasks, folded laundry, fed the chickens, yes, in high heels, I am the queen of glamour, and made dinner. The day has come to a close and it's time for me to wash off my stockings. But first, how did they hold up? Well, considering that it's been quite a few hours, reasonably well. My legs still look nearly the same, although on one of my legs the back seam has almost completely rubbed off, probably because I tend to cross my legs while I sit, and the foundation on both of my knees looks weird and patchy for reasons unknown to me. Other than that, the makeup lasted pretty well, and its staying power certainly surpassed my expectations. Could this last for several days, just like liquid stockings back then? I'm not sure. Maybe with a few touch-ups in between, but honestly, I am so aware of the feeling of makeup on my legs that I just feel like having them on overnight would be awful. To conclude this video, I must say how thrilled I am that this experiment was successful. Maybe they resembled stockings, maybe they simply made my legs look more smooth, or maybe they were just plain ridiculous. I will let you be the judge of that. But I finally did it. I finally created my own pair of liquid stockings. And now I'm so tired because it's almost midnight. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.